I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Second. In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, the board secretary has forwarded notice of this meeting for advertising by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Secaucus Town Hall on the bulletin board located in the hallway of the Board of Education Administration Building, as well as notice being provided to the Bergen Record, Jersey Journal, and district website. Motion.
So moved.
Salute for the flag.
I pledge
I
allegiance
pledge allegiance to the flag of
United
the United
States of
States of America and
To the
to the
republic
republic
for
stands
which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
under God, indivisible, with
liberty and justice for all. I lost it. Okay, before we get started, I need to have a motion to appoint Judy Pinefort as the pro temp board secretary for tonight.
Motion.
Okay, I'm gonna take a roll call.
Roll call.
Jack
Yes.
McStuff. Lance is absent. Joe Lewis,
Yes.
Enrico Balanino,
Yes.
Mary Eccles,
yes.
Joan Kelly,
Yes.
Jayesh Patel,
Here.
Barbara Strobert,
Yes,
Kathy O'Connell.
Yes.
Okay, Judy.
Okay. I thought I was doing the roll calls.
You will at this point, because now you're voted to do it.
All right, I'm in. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay. Now, doesn't Jack do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you go? Oh, you're there. Okay, you good, Jack?
I'm good.
All right. So we need to make a motion for the approval of regular meeting minutes of
No,
January.
first we need you to do a roll call,
Roll
Judy.
call.
Oh, I thought Jen just did it. on the-
That was
No,
that was a motion to appoint you.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. All right. Mr. Bolanino,
Present.
Miss Callie,
Present.
Miss Eccles,
Here.
Mr. Lewis,
Present.
Mr. McStowe,
Yeah,
Miss O'Connell,
Here.
Mr. Patel,
Here.
Dr. Strobert.
here.
Jack, you want a motion for the meeting of January 5th?
yes.
I'd like to make a motion for approve the minutes of the meeting of January 5th and January 21st of 2021.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Bolanino,
Yes.
Miss Callie,
Yes.
Miss Eccles,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. McStowe,
Yes.
Miss O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes,
Dr. Strobert.
Yes,
Okay. I believe we're up to showcase.
Yes, so first we have actually two showcases of success tonight. So our first is we have our auditor here. I did see him.
There he is.
There you are. So I'm just going to turn over if you would like to do the overview of our audit for this year. I think you're muted.
Jerry, can you unmute him?
No, I can't. He has to unmute himself.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. So Alex Burries, this is my son's iPad, so you might see Lorenzo down there. Lawrence Fincy and Higgins, we've completed the June 30th, 2020 audit. The district received an unmodified opinion, which represents the highest level of opinion that can be attained. Usually we run down the general fund balance, which is your operating fund in the district. Your fund balance at June 30th increased 981,000 to approximately 7,875,000. Of that amount, there are restrictions. 5.6 million of that is in your capital reserve, which is restricted for capital project purposes. Of the 5.6 million, you are currently using 2.2 of that in your current 2021 budget for capital projects. 779,453 is in your maintenance reserve. That is restricted for required maintenance facilities projects in the district. 350,000 is in your emergency reserve, and that is restricted for any unforeseen expenses or any expenses over 4% for health benefits or security improvements. 100,000 is in your current 2021 budget, and 11,508 is also in your current 2021 budget, and those amounts were used to balance your 2021 budget. Your unassigned 2% free amount is 863,183. So this actually can be used for any operating expenses in your budget. As far as your comments and recommendations, we had 7 recommendations this year with 1 repeat that we talked in detail last week in the district's finance committee meeting. So if there are any questions regarding the fund balance or recommendations, I can take those now. Otherwise, the district is in great shape financially. The recommendations are not material weaknesses. And I know just from talking to Grace, she has worked on and cleaned up a few of those to today's date. I'm not sure if she put the corrective action plan on tonight's agenda, but if she did, that action plan will address the recommendations and the implementation date, and that will actually implement the process. So overall, like I said, financially, district is in good shape, and the comments will be addressed in the corrective action plan.
Does anyone have any questions? Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Next,
So
Jen.
we actually do have another showcase
Yep.
that I would like to share. So for most of you, you would know that our district is extremely involved in supporting St. Jude's. And I just want to take a minute to congratulate all of our community and everyone who's involved in supporting and running the district efforts to raise money for St. Jude. And I think it's important to remember that right now, in a world that is very full of uncertainty and unknown and sickness, it's extremely refreshing, I know, to me, to see how our district continues to persevere and help those that are in need. And I would like to just take a minute to do 2 things. I want to specifically thank the advisors to our St. Jude efforts, and that's Diorcini Ortiz, Anna Falco, Lisa Bartletta, Eilish Vigiani, Shelby Hannaran, Kerry Humphreys, Alexandra Farrow, and Tammy Hennessy. I could not be more proud to be part of a district who does such wonderful things and spends so much time to raise money for St. Jude's. And if everyone would indulge me, a beautiful video was sent to us, and I think it's the perfect time. And Jerry, can I share my screen, or is that something that
No,
something I can?
I think you can share your screen. Go ahead and try.
Okay, so I'm going to try and share my screen so that you can see this outstanding video. Jerry, it says that you wouldn't let me.
Try it again. Try it again now.
Okay, here we go. So I should hit desktop, correct, for Zoom?
You can either do desktop or you can do the window.
Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. And please let me know if you can see this video. Can everyone see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes. Hi, my name is Ryder. I'm a St. Jude patient. I'm here to help announce the winner of a very special award from St. Jude. So let's get right to it, shall we? The winner of this year's award is Hey, it's you. Congratulations. Now I'd like to introduce my friend Emily with more.
My name is Emily Callahan, and I'm the Chief Marketing and Experience Officer for ALSAC, the fundraising and awareness organization for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. On behalf of everyone at ALSAC and St. Jude, I want to congratulate you as this year's St. Jude Mathathon Coordinator of the Year. I truly wish we could be together so we could show you just how much your partnership, your support, and your compassion mean to all of us. Since 1985, the Secaucus School District has raised more than $400,000 in support of the St. Jude mission. That's astounding, and we just can't thank you enough. And since entering your role as coordinator in 2012, you've helped rally Clarendon Elementary, Huber Elementary, Secaucus Middle School, and indeed the entire community around the St. Jude mission. Through movie nights, monster mini golf, and comedy shows, you've helped raise funds and awareness for St. Jude. And this is so crucial for all we do. Because of your generous efforts, more children's lives will be saved around the world. And you help ensure no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude for anything. Not for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Because we truly believe that all families should worry about is helping their child live. On another note, as an educator of children, during this challenging time of social distancing and virtual learning, I want to say thank you. Thank you. I say that also as a mother. Please keep up your good work. What you do is so important, and it means so much to so many. And again, congratulations on being named the 2020 St. Jude Mathathon Coordinator of the Year.
Wow, this is awesome. Thank you for all that you do for St. Jude. When you're helping St. Jude, you're helping kids like me. So congratulations on your award and thank you.
So I don't know, couldn't be prouder, and I'm sure you all feel the same way. So what a wonderful thing for our district to be part of, especially during this time. And I don't know if anybody missed it, but we raised over $400,000. I mean, that is spectacular. So in a time where, everyone is talking about COVID, that doesn't mean cancer doesn't exist anymore, especially for children. So I thank everyone, our coordinators, our teachers, our families. What a spectacular thing and honor to be part of. So I thank you for that.
Yeah. I'm glad that Don Everson is here. I just want to say that for many years, I've been saying that the fundraising from our schools has been incredible, and that somebody from St. Jude should actually recognize this. So what I'm very thankful that they finally received the recognition they deserve. Well overdue, but congratulations for a great job that they've been doing.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay, move on to showcase.
So that was our showcase.
I'm sorry, organization report.
Okay. So this month, our principals will return next month for our organizational reports. So we can move past that. And Judy, I don't know if there's correspondence.
There's no correspondence.
Okay. So Jack, that would go to me. So there's just a couple things that I would like to share. Like I said before, thank you to everyone who was involved in our district to help money for St. Jude. I would next like to share that every year our school report card comes out, and a specific website called niche.com, NICHE.com, is a website that takes all of the grading from various school reports, testing scores, looks at the Department of Education. It looks at the communities that the schools are in. It takes into consideration curriculum, development, instruction, security, buildings and grounds, athletics, and extracurricular. So there's a lot of stuff that is taken into account when a district receives a score. We have just received notice that the Seat Caucus School District scored an A this year in the niche. In fact, at this time, our district is in the top 100 in the state of New Jersey and in the top 1,000 in the United States. This is an extremely great accomplishment, and it is truly a result of our strong curriculum, our excellent teaching staff, and high expectations from every member of our staff and faculty, and also could not have been done without the support from our mayor and town council, Board of Education, community members, and all of our parents. So I would like to thank you. I hope you realize how important it is to receive this score, and that it is all of us that have taken part in order for this to have been done. I know that since I'm here, we have not received a score of an A, and so I just could not be prouder. It's not easy to get that score, and I know that as we move forward, we will continue to meet the high expectations that we've already set. So congratulations to our entire district. Next, I would like to take a few minutes to talk about COVID. After the last few months have proved to be an extremely hard ride, I am finally happy to announce that the number of positive cases of COVID is finally on the decline. As promised in my last correspondence to the community, we have been watching the numbers closely, speaking with staff and community members in order for us to make a decision about a return for in-person instruction. The next phase of our plan will be announced as promised on February 19th. We are working very hard to make sure that everything is in order for this announcement and have a return to in-person instruction. I am sure that our next steps will provide to begin our walk back to some sense of normalcy, which I know we are also desperate for. As always, I would like to thank our Board of Education and Mayor for working so hard with Grace Yo and I as we navigate our district during these times. Lastly, I'm sure you have all noticed that Miss Grace Yo is not with us this evening. Miss Yo's brother, Francis, has passed on. So I would like to take time on behalf of myself, the members of the Secaucus School District, and our Board of Education to extend our deepest condolences to Miss Yo, Miss Carrie Yo, and Miss Ashley Yo. This month, there have been no HIB investigations, but I would like to turn over to Miss Carrie Ann DeVito, who tonight will be sharing the SSDS report. Ms. DeVito?
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Montesano. Good evening, everyone. 2 times a year, the New Jersey Department of Education requires that we report the SSDS. That is a student data safety data system. So if you were with us 6 months ago, you probably heard me give this report then. And 6 months from now, I will also give it to you. So it is usually in January and June that this is reported to you. It must be completed and recorded. So I am happy to announce that I only have 1 incident of HIB this period for the SSDS. There are no episodes of violence recorded, no episodes of vandalism, no substances, and no weapons. So only 1 item under the HIB category would be recorded for our SSDS report for January of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. DeVito.
You're welcome.
Okay, even though we had no cases, I still need a motion to accept the HIB report.
Jack, would you like me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to accept the harassment and intimidation bullying findings as reported by the superintendent and are available at the administrative office for review.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Bolanino,
Yes.
Miss Callie,
Yes.
Miss Eccles,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. McStowe,
Yes.
Miss O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Dr. Strobert.
yes,
I'm assuming we don't have a business administrator's report tonight.
There's no report.
Okay. Jerry, do we have any hands up for the agenda? Public agenda?
There are none showing at the moment. No hands are raised.
So be it. Moving on, school governments.
I make a motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent to approve and adopt resolutions R 1.01 through R 1.13 and motion M 1.01 as described below. We also have an additional resolution of R 1.14, which is the resignation of Luis Martinez effective April 15th, 2021, who is a science teacher at the middle and high school.
Second.
Any discussion? So be it. Roll call.
Mr. Bolanino,
Yes.
Miss Callie,
Yes.
Miss Eccles,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. McStowe,
Yes.
Miss O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Dr. Strobert.
yes,
Policy.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent to approve and adopt resolutions R 2.01 through R 2.02 as described below.
Second.
Discussion?
Just
So
out
be
of,
it.
Jack, out of curiosity, the R 2.02, has that been read enough so that it applies to this week when the kids are off next week for the 3 days?
I believe it does, right, Jen?
It's a second reading.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not, it is now policy.
Yeah, once you approve it, then I'll send the information out.
Yeah, it is
Alright.
now policy, Kath, once we.
Now policy, yeah, because we only have tomorrow then to send it out and make teachers aware.
You
I'll
got
take
the
care of it.
Thanks. Jack, you're
Jack,
muted.
you're muted.
I said we have the principals here. They'll remind everybody. Okay, shared services, looks like no
No.
report.
Don't, wait, we have to do the
Gotta
roll.
vote on it.
We have to
I'm
roll.
sorry, Judy. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Mr. Bolanino,
Yes.
Miss Callie,
Yes.
Miss Eccles,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. McStowe,
Yes.
Miss O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Dr. Strobert.
yes,
Now we move on. No shared services, no legislation, education committee.
I would like to accept the recommendation of the superintendent to approve and adopt resolutions R 5.01 through R 5.02 as described below for the following.
second,
Discussion. So be it. Roll call.
Mr. Bolanino,
Yes.
Miss Callie,
Yes.
Miss Eccles,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. McStowe,
Yes.
Miss O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Dr. Strobert.
yes,
Okay. Athletics. While we're on athletics, Jen, would you like to tell the public about how we're live streaming the events?
Sure. So I'd like to thank Mr. Voorhees and Dr. Kaiser and the IT department have done a wonderful job setting up a YouTube channel for our live streaming athletics. And I believe, Mr. Yanni, is the link is on your website. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. The link
Okay.
to the Sea Caucus, the schools that are the other schools, when we play away, there's a link that goes to the away games as well.
So, Mr. Virginie, where would people have to go if they went on your website? Is it under athletics or is it on the main page?
It's on the main page.
Okay, great.
It's right under the up-to-date news.
Great, thank you, Mr. Virginie. So, I mean, we're very proud if you get a chance, and if you go to the YouTube channel and you missed a game, all the games are there, so you could always revisit. And we're very happy to provide this because of course, we all know at this time there are no audiences at any of the games allowed. So at least this gives a venue for our parents and our community members to check out our basketball teams and watch some live events. So please go to the high school website and check out those links.
Jack, you're muted.
Okay, no school technology, so we'll go to operations.
Jack, one more thing with the athletics. I think that we should congratulate our varsity girls basketball coach on his 600th win. Just want to congratulate Mr. Sterling.
Absolutely, thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Sterling.
Congratulations, yes. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Operations,
I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the Business Administrator Board Secretary to approve and adopt resolutions R 8.01 through R 8.13 as described below.
Second?
any discussion? So be it, roll call.
Mr. Bolanino,
Yes.
Miss Callie,
Yes.
Miss Eccles,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. McStowe,
Yes,
Miss O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Dr. Strobert,
yes,
safety, security, buildings and grounds,
nothing.
technology,
Nothing.
public forum. Mr. Kaiser, any hands?
There are none showing at the moment. Oh,
Mr.
I see.
Evanson.
Yes, Don Evanson is
Evanson.
showing his hand. There's a hand, a button on Zoom. That's what I'm looking for. I apologize for not looking at the pictures.
Okay, Stephen?
You're muted, Stephen.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Fogarty. I'm the attorney for the Secaucus School District. This is the public forum where members of the public can speak on any items of interest to the Secaucus Public School District. We would ask that you identify yourself and the general subject matter upon which you would like to speak. Comments are limited to 5 minutes per person. The board may or may not respond to issues raised by members of the public at the time they are raised, but will provide a response if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Please note that the board will not respond to comments regarding students or board employees in light of the privacy rights held by those individuals. Moreover, the board discourages comments about such individuals and will not be responsible for those comments. Members of the public who choose to speak during the public session should carefully consider their comments, since they can be held personally liable for any statements they make. Finally, please note that in accordance with Board Policy number 1100, the board will not officially comment or respond to any matter mentioned unless it can confirm that the matter has first been brought to the attention of the appropriate school personnel in an attempt to resolve it before the board takes up consideration of that issue. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you.
Davidson,
Just a couple of small questions. One, I think it's tremendous the work that the school district does and Secaucus for St. Jude's. The raising of funds has been an ongoing endeavor and very successful. I thought, however, that when we were at Huber Street, there's a sign that says money collected for St. Jude's. And my memory was kind of 469,000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So why did the lady say 400,000? I thought by now we'd be over 500,000. Ms. O'Connell, did that strike you?
It did. The only thing I could think of is that she was saying since 1985,
Yeah.
And she said that the people that are in now are from 2012. So I'm thinking possibly her numbers are from
Okay.
2012 to now. That's the
Okay.
only, I mean, I could be totally wrong,
Okay.
but that's what I'm thinking, that almost 500 is probably from 1985 up.
Okay. Mr. Kaiser, the broadcast news, does that go over channel 34?
No, it doesn't. It's only on YouTube. The channel 34 is actually quite old at this time.
Could you put something on channel 34, since I think it's a school channel?
Yeah, I think we would need to do some upgrades on it. It's a pretty old system, and it's very, very low video quality as well.
Because I was thinking of a talent show. Student talent show on the channel 34. Just a thought.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else? Mr. Kaiser, anyone else?
Yes, I raised my hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Mhm.
Ms. Yule?
Hi, Audrey. I have a son in Clarendon School now. I have a couple of questions, but first, congratulations to the Secaucus School District getting an A. That's amazing. Makes me proud to have my son in the district. So first, congratulations. My question is, if for the return or non-return in school into the classrooms, if there is the option again of hybrid, is there going to be an opt-in, opt-out like it was originally? And if it is, the people that opt out, will they be able to opt in during it, or is it going to be exactly like it was the first time around? So that's the first question I have.
Okay, I can answer that. So the first to transition back in, it will be the way when we send the survey. You will go on real time and you will decide whether you want your child to be in person or out. If you are someone who will be virtual, you will have to remain virtual for the until the spring break, which is approximately 4 weeks, and then we will have an opening again.
Okay.
If you choose in person and then you change your mind and want to bring your child out, of course you always can.
Okay, so now let's say we have a similar situation like we had in the first phase when we chose, some of us chose hybrid, like I did with my son Jacob. I know, for example, in his cohort B, he had about, I want to say 5 children. And I think cohort A probably had about 4 to 5 kids as well. So I believe the limit to the classroom was like 12, right?
Yes.
So let's say that's the case again. Is there any way for us to change it where instead of these kids going in just cohort A or cohort B, where the teachers kind of like split, and if there is indeed only 10 to 12 kids that want to go in, can there be teachers assigned to virtual, teachers assigned to classroom? Because I'll tell you, as a parent who, my son is in 3rd grade, he would say, Mom, I'm in the classroom, and he likes to be in the classroom, but the teacher is teaching us and the other kids, and there's more attention to the kids. We're in front of a Chromebook, and there's more attention to the kids in the Chromebook, which to me, then it defeats the purpose of them going into the classroom, and it's more like babysitting for us. So I'm just curious if you thought about it.
I can respond to that. So we're going to do 2 things. What we don't want to do is, especially at this point in the year, we do not want to separate students from their current teachers. So that is not something that we are exploring. But what we are going to explore is once we have the number and have a handle of how many students are in the classroom, if we can accommodate them to go all 4 days, then that is something that we are looking to change, which we did not have before we went out.
Okay, and then my last question, if they are going to go full day like they are the schedule that they have at home right now, and so there'll be a lunchtime in the classroom, how will lunch be handled? Will it be in the classroom, or are they going out of the classroom?
So at this time, we are not exploring that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jen, I think we have something in the chat.
Sure. Okay, so I can answer this. So the CDC guidelines will, they should be coming out tomorrow. They sent a couple of some information out today, but that was specific to quarantining. So we are waiting. Our guidelines come from the Department of Education. So they don't just come from the CDC. The recommendations come from the CDC. They go to the Department of Education, and then the Department of Education, along with the CDC and the New Jersey Department of Health, are the ones that provide our guidelines that we follow. So that is where we get our information from. Although the state has given local authority to us as a school district, we appreciate that. That is why all school districts have different plans, because there is not a one size fits all for any school district. And that being said, I am in constant contact with not only our immediate Secaucus community, but Hudson County Health Department as well. So we have been watching the trends on a daily basis of cases, of deaths, of hospitalizations, and those guide our decisions to come back. Finally, we also provide surveys to you as parents. We survey our staff. I survey the administration, and all of those findings we analyze, we discuss, and we make the best educated decision that we feel is most successful for our children. So that is what we do. We are completely understanding that there has been a concern for increased screen time. We definitely acknowledge that. But we also know that we need to make a transition for our younger ones to start to come back to a longer day, specifically in our next step. So that is why we did that. And I think everybody needs to understand that I know that there was many concerns with the change in the elementary schedule, but I do want everyone to take note that when the new schedule was created, which Mr. Valente and Dr. Garzone worked extremely hard on, that the instructional and on-screen time was only 38 minutes additional. So we ensured that we didn't make instruction and online screen time so much that it would be a big deterrent, but we did want to start working on the endurance of our younger ones, because they will have to participate at longer times, especially if a parent chooses to keep them virtual. They will be on all day. So that is, the reason. And please understand that in-person instruction and sports are very hard to compare to one another. Our sports fall under the NJSIA, and they have to follow their regulations. And so we have to follow ours when we're in school. So it is a little different. I know it's the same entity because it is our school district, but they do follow different guidelines. Our guidelines come from the Department of Ed, and the sport guidelines are coming from the New Jersey Sports Association. So I think that answered that. And the next question, is there any idea when teacher will be able to receive the COVID vaccine? So, I've had many conversations about this. Please understand, I wish I had the authority to give everyone the vaccine. I do not. So we are working with the town. They have been absolutely wonderful with our district in trying to help those who actually fall under the current 1B status to try and help get them a vaccine. So, I could not thank the mayor and Mr. Gary Jeffis and actually Hudson County itself for working with towns to help our teachers get vaccines, especially those who are in category. But I think everybody needs to remember that right now we are only able to help those who fall into the category that the governor has announced. So we are definitely working to try and help get everyone vaccinated. It is a priority, but unfortunately, I do not have any jurisdiction to call who gets it and when. I wish I could be of more help, but we are working very hard to have that done for everyone. It says, oh, okay, I think Dr. Reiser also responded to that, but so, I think in talking with other districts, I do want everyone to know that we are far above and beyond, even in vaccines. I talked to many colleagues of mine in other districts, and the teachers are truly struggling to get the vaccine. And many of those districts currently have already started in person. So I'm very proud that we have the number of people who are vaccinated already, and will have it when we, have our return to in-person instruction. And of course, as time goes on, we're looking forward to that next group, which we hope is the teachers, right, to be available so that they can get the vaccine. So we are watching that diligently and working with the town, like I said, in the community to get that done.
Anyone else, Mr. Kaiser?
No, there are no other hands raised that I can see on the list.
Okay. Open it up for board comments.
Yes, Jack, I have something. First, I'd like to congratulate the coordinators of the St. Jude Mathathon. They've worked tirelessly for years, and it's long overdue, the recognition. The next group I would like to thank is Ms. Montesano and her administrative team. In all the years that I've been associated with the district, we've never gotten an A on our report card. That's fantastic. The rankings, top 100 in New Jersey, top 1,000 in the nation. And are we still #1 in Hudson County, Ms. Montesano?
Yes, we are. I thank you for reminding me of that. I'm not sure how I can forget that. We're always in competition with high tech, but yes, we are currently the #1 school district in Hudson County.
But again, thank you for everything you all do. Without your direction, we would never have been here. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'd like to not only send my condolences to Grace and her family, but also Lance Bartletta, who's a member of the board who lost his uncle today.
I was going to mention that. Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome, Jack.
In addition to what Mrs. Colley just said about thanking Jen and the administrators, I would also like the principals to go back and tell their staff, congratulations to them also, because it is a village effort and everybody needs to be thanked. So go back and thank the staff for a job very well done. And we're very proud of them.
Jack, before you close, someone did post about the surveys, asking if the results can be made public. They absolutely can be made public. We'll get that out on the website. That's not a problem. We just have to filter through because there are names on it, but we have no problem sharing that. And I'm just reading this, Jack. I'm sorry. So the 19th is a projected date, which we will make an announcement. And I think that there'll be sufficient notification so that parents can plan. I think that was a comment that was there. So, we do this in a strategic way because we do want to make sure that people have enough time to plan, and that includes our teachers as well. And that's why we're going to do it for the 19th so that there's more than enough time for that preparation.
Okay. Anyone like to make a motion?
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? So be it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Take care.
everybody.
Enjoy your break.
Yes, stay safe.
Did you do your picture?
No.
No.